Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Now I know it's been a while since I've posted anything on my channel, but you have to pick up where you left off. Can't cry over spilled milk. But anyway, today I will be making some dinner rolls and some uh, vegetables or slaw. So depends on what you call it where you live, but it's just cabbage and carrot and tomato slaw. And we're going to get into that video a little later. But right now, we are preparing our dough for the dinner rolls. And this is my first time making dinner rolls. I've never actually made them before. So this is my first time. So I am heating up, I think it's 1 cup of milk to a temperature of 100 degrees or 100 between 100 and 120 degrees. 120 to 130 degrees. Sorry, my math's not maths. But I'm heating that up, and then I'm going to add a sachet of fast rising yeast to it and a tablespoon of sugar. Now I used brown sugar for mine. You can use white sugar, light brown sugar, whatever sugar you have. I had brown sugar, so that's the sugar I'm using. And I think that is about 2.5 cups of flour. And I put about half a teaspoon of salt. And I also put 1 tablespoon of sugar in my flour mixture. I had beaten 1 egg with a little bit of water for an egg wash, and I have 2 tablespoons of butter that I am going to use later for. I'm going to use that later to butter my rolls when I'm done. You can't tell. See, I know something I do often. But anyway, trial and error, learning phases. Okay, all right. So I have about 1 cup of milk, as I told you, and I heat it up to about 120 degrees. I just added my sugar. I added my yeast, and I'm going to stir that together and let that poof because you want that to poof. So I'm going to do that. So I'm mixing that all together as you can see, and then I'm going to let it cool. I'm going to cover it with a dish towel and set that aside. Now, as you can see, my yeast has activated and it's poofed. So now I am going to add that to my flour. But I'm going to mix all the dry ingredients together so everything is well incorporated before I start the kneading process. And that is two, I think it's 2 tablespoons of oil. No, quarter cup of oil. Lord have mercy. I don't remember. I made this video so long and I'm just now doing it. I'm just not uploading it. So that's about, oh, it's 2 tablespoons of melted butter, not oil, melted butter. So that's what I have there. And then I'm going to go ahead and warm up another cup of milk because I don't want to knead the dough with cold milk. I want to keep my yeast alive. So I'm not going to kill it with cold milk. So I'm just going to heat that up for 30 seconds or a minute. And then I am going to finish kneading my dough. My hands are clean. I wash my hand them. So I don't want the internet troll them come tell me, oh yeah, use your dirty hand. No, my hand them clean. I wash my hand them. Anywho, get in there and knead your flour. I not have no mixer, no fancy mixer at the moment to mix it, so my hands will do, and they've been working all my life. And I do love I do love kneading the dough, so I don't mind. It's not a big deal for me. So I'm adding my warm milk to my flour mixture, and I'm just going to knead it until it's combined. all together. And just take your time when you're kneading your dough. You don't have to rush. Just take your time because you don't want your dough to be hard. You don't want a hard dough. So just take your time and work in that milk and work it in until everything is combined. And if you're kneading and you feel like you need a little more liquid to get everything together, go ahead and add a little more liquid, just so you get all the little bits of flour that is in the bottom of the pan. Now, after all your dough is combined, all the flour is combined together, you are going to knead. Yes, you're going to knead your dough for about 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, because you want all of that gluten to come together and you want everything to be well incorporated and you want soft doughs. So, 5 minutes. Okay, so now I put my dough to rise, and after about 30 minutes or so, it has risen. So now I am going to punch it down and let release the air. It actually kind of sort of doubled in size, but anyway, yeah. Now I'm gonna flour my surface, and then I'm going to put my dough on it. Now at this point, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it, right? So I put it out on the countertop, and I try to keep it as circular as I can because I think I want to cut it in 8 equal portions, which I'm attempting to do right now because that was the amount of that was the amount of dinner rolls I wanted to make. But unfortunately, I ended up making more. So here we go. And then I'm like, yeah, nah, that's just eight and it's too big. So I'm contemplating in my head what to do. Still contemplating at this moment what to do. And then I was like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna roll it out in a log and then cut it. So I just kind of put it back together and kind of form a log with my hands because I wanted it was I think it was gonna be too thick if I did it that way. So I went ahead and did it this way so that I can get um, 12 pieces. Because I wanted to make 12 dinner rolls. So I'm stretching it out like a log. You don't necessarily have to use a rolling pin. If you want to use a rolling pin, fine, but you can just work with your hands. I don't think you have to use a rolling pin somewhat. And then I went ahead to cut. Now, they were kind of big, so while I was putting them together, I kind of pinched some off to make it evenly 12. And as you can see, that first one was pretty small, but that's okay. So I went ahead and I rolled it up like a little ball in my hand, and I was trying to do the roll thing on the counter, but it never did a work out at all. So I just went ahead and did it like that, which was much easier for me. And then once I got it to the desired texture that I wanted, I went ahead and I put it in my greased, I think it's a 9 by 13 pan, where I ended up getting 12 out of it. So that's how it came out for me. Again, this is my first time making dinner rolls. Never made them before, and so I'm just learning. I think this one was a little too big, so I popped a piece of it off, and I went to go ahead and to make my balls, my dinner rolls. And I just completed the same process until I was all done and put them in the pan. If they were too big, I would take piece off, do the rolling process again, and then add them to the baking pan. So that's what I did here. And as you can see, they are coming out pretty well. Um, for my first time, I was really proud of myself. So they came out pretty well, and I got 12 dinner rolls, and they were pretty good, as you'll see in the end. There's always a first time for everything, and when you start, it only gets better. Practice makes perfect, so it will only get better. And I ended up dividing everything together, and I got 12 dinner rolls. A few were smaller than the others, but again, it's my first time, so I'm not too worried about it. Now, after I made the rolls, I let them rise again because I had to let them rise a second time. So once I put all of them together in the baking pan, I covered it with my dish towel and I put it back in my microwave and I let it rise again. I think I let it rise for about 30 minutes more, which was basically, yeah, I think it was about 30 minutes more that I let it roast for. And then after that, see, yeah, 30 minutes. And then after that, I went on to do my vegetables. Now, for my vegetables, I was just keeping it simple because I think I was making a chicken sandwich for dinner that day. And so I just made it simple. No, I wasn't making chicken sandwich. I don't remember what I was making, but I'll figure it out. But I had some lettuce leaf and I had a half of a cabbage and two carrots. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to shred and I have a tomato as well. So I'm going to shred the cabbage, and I'm going to kind of rough chop the lettuce. I'm also going to shred the carrots, and then for the tomato, I am going to slice it and take out the seeds so that it doesn't make the slaw that I'm trying to make watery. Because after a day or two, the tomato seeds, the watery part of the tomato, makes your salad watery, and I don't really like that. So here I am shredding my cabbage, and then I'm going to rough chop my lettuce, shred my carrots, and my onion, my tomato, and then make my salad. Okay, so now I'm all done with all of that, and I am going to get it together. I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons of sugar, and I'm using brown sugar, so I'm gonna sprinkle about 2 tablespoons of sugar and uh, about a quarter cup of vinegar. Um, that's what I'm going to do to mix this all in. Now, I don't know if you can tell, and it's white distilled vinegar. So, um, I've never tried it with any other vinegar. This is how I grew up making it in Jamaica. So, it's pretty much how I make it here, and it's my go-to. Salad for like a Sunday dinner is my go-to. But I think I was making pulled pork for dinner this specific day. It was a day in the week, and I needed some type of vegetable on the side, so I decided to do this. Um, Now, if you don't want the sugar in there, fine, you can omit it, but the vinegar gives it this zesty taste or zangy or tangy taste. Tangy, zangy. But yeah, it gives it that taste. And I put it in. Now, I don't know if you can notice, but I'm struggling here in this small bowl, okay? Struggling. So, and I knew it was going to be too much, but I was like, I can do it, I can do it. But no, I couldn't. So, as you'll see in a few, I had to transfer it in a bigger bowl so I could mix everything together evenly and so that everything would get saturated with the sugar and the vinegar. Um, you know the saying they say, work smarter, not harder. Well, at this point, I was working harder until I started working smarter, which is now. So I had to pour it out in this bigger bowl, which, as you can see, it's so much salad. So um, got that all in there, and then I went ahead to mix it, which is much more better because it's much wider, much more room to move around and whatnot, whatnot. So, like I said, I wanted to get everything incorporated, everything mixed together, the sugar, the vinegar, and the salad. And as you can see, it's so pretty, it's so vibrant, so colorful. Um, and now we're gonna do a taste test. because we got to make sure that everything's just right. So I always do a taste test on whatever I'm making to make sure it is at uh, how I like it. So here we go, taste test. Beautiful, so beautiful and refreshing too. Yep, 10 out of 10, highly recommend. So um, that was that. And then I just used that bowl that I was mixing it in before to cover it. And then I put it in the fridge. So now I'm going to clean up. And after I'm done cleaning up, then I am going to check on my dinner rolls and see how they're looking. And here we are, dinner rolls. And they have risen. They have risen. They have all joined together and everything. And at this point, I was so proud. Y'all couldn't see my face, but I was so proud. So now I have my egg wash. It's an egg and about 2 tablespoons of water, and I'm just brushing it over the rolls, um, so that they have this nice color on top when they're done baking. And let me tell you, it is, for me, I can't talk about nobody else, but I can only talk for me. For me, it is very satisfying when I try something for the first time and it comes out good on the first try. I have tried many dishes or to bake a lot of things, and it didn't come out good. Like bread. Like the first time I baked bread, it was okay. The second time I baked it, it was blah. The third time I baked it, it was blah. The fourth time I baked it was blah until I finally got it. And I never stopped. And that's the thing with me. Once I set my mind to something, I keep doing it and I don't stop. So now it's all brushed with the egg wash. I am going to pop it in the oven and I am going to let this bake. I think it was supposed to bake for about 30 to 35 minutes. So that's how long I had it in there for. And while that was in there, I went ahead to clean up and make sure my work surface was clean for it when it came out. And then I think at this point too, I also went ahead and melted my butter. Now look at those rolls. Just look at those golden, delicious, fluffy rolls. Like, let me tell you, if you could see my face, the joy that was on my face, oh, you have no idea. And this is about 2 tablespoons of butter. And so I am just spreading it over my rolls. And at this point, it's just sheer bliss. Just sheer bliss. Let me tell you, I was very proud of myself. I was like, wow, I can't believe I made dinner rolls for the first time. So I was very happy with the results. And you're going to see in a minute where I try to taste one. Now, let me tell you, let it cool a little more than I did before you try to take it out. Because if you don't, you're going to do the hot finger dance. And I will show you the hot finger dance in a minute. I let it cool for I had let it cool for about 4 or 5 minutes, but it needed to be cooled down a little bit more. But look at that, gorgeous, just gorgeous, gorgeous dinner roll, gorgeous. Now here I am, not letting it cool for long. Pan was still a little hot, but look at that, it was so soft, y'all. Look at that, so soft, hot, hot, ooh, hot. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Ooh, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Ooh, do it again. Burning my fingers. Hot, hot, hot. Shake it off, shake it off. Ooh, wipe it off. And that was it because I was so excited. And I tasted it, and let me tell you, divine, 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 divine. Thank you, y'all, for watching. This is the end of my video. And if you would make this, let me know. Leave a like, share, and subscribe. And thanks, y'all. Bye.